Howdy, it's Ben and or Bookish Beer here, and I am going to do a June wrap-up video because it is July, so June is over. Rest in peace, Pride Month. So first of all, start with what I am currently reading, which is nothing. I haven't decided what to read yet. I'm going to do a summer TBR video soon and show you kind of what I'm thinking of reading about the next few months, and then pick from those books what I'm going to start next. Maybe I'll start it tonight. I don't know. So I'm not currently reading a book, which is really weird. Yeah. Anyways, so what did I finish in June? First of all, I finished this one, then Illmatic by Matthew Gasteier. I've talked about this in a couple videos because I got it and then I was reading it and then I finished it last month finally. So that's one of the books I finished in June. It was great. It was one of the better ones that I've read. This series, I've mentioned before, 33 and a Third, they just, one person writes about an album. It's kind of a book-long essay, usually broken into chapters. He did his chapter by chapter about each song, which is really interesting. And then the back half of the book, he kind of talked about the beats and the music behind the songs and also some songs that were left off the album and stuff. It's really great. If you're a Nas fan, I very much recommend this book because you're going to enjoy it. He just put out a new album produced by Kanye West, which is kind of a big deal. And it's always great to have new Nas music, but Illmatic is considered his best work, and you should listen to the album and read this book too. The other thing I read was, because it was Pride Month, I read Victory by Linda Hirsham. This is kind of the story of the gay civil rights, the gay revolution, as she calls it. So this is sort of just the story and the history of that movement and all the struggles it went through. It is really good and really interesting. There were a few things about the book that irked me just a little bit, and mostly the fact that she tended to compare the struggle of the gay movement to other previous movements, namely civil rights movement, black people in America or people of color, and the feminist movement, and just comparing them in a way that felt really, especially at first, jarring, because it's kind of this struggle was more so because of these reasons. And she had good reasons and she made good points, and she did it in a very objective way, so it didn't feel like it was supposed to be a personal thing or was supposed to marginalize one or the other. It was just very jarring at first. So prepare for that. I'm not sure when the book was written / released, but I think it looks like it came out in 2012. So anyways, I recommend it. I will probably reread it at some point. It left me with a lot of books about this subject that I want to read and find, and even movies and plays and stuff to watch and read. So definitely a great book. This version, or this cover, is really amazing. Very pretty. It's one of the olive editions. So you can get it for pretty inexpensive on Amazon. I think I got it for like $6. So check that out. And then on to the things that I purchased. One of the books that I purchased I actually finished also, because it's kind of a smaller thing. This is Prison Pit Volume 6 by Johnny Ryan. I'm just going to assume that most bookish people and booktubers are not into Johnny Ryan and are not into Prison Pit. Prison Pit is this comic that's amazing, but also, I probably can't even show this on YouTube. I don't really know what the rules are. It's very gory. It's very homoerotic. It's just really great. And it's just kind of the most outrageous comic that you're ever going to read. So Prison Pit, if you're into gore and just really weird, bizarre, gross stuff, you'll enjoy Prison Pit. If you're not, then you will hate Prison Pit and don't read it. But I personally love it, and I think that it's great. So Prison Pit 6, the last and final volume, it's kind of a 6-volume graphic novel. Each chapter was released as a separate book. So I'm not sure if there are plans to do one huge volume now that he's finished. But volume 6 finally out, so the story's concluded. And the other stuff that I purchased in June, didn't get a lot of stuff book-wise because, again, comics. So the first thing I got is I kind of was wanting to just buy gay books in June, or books by gay people or about gay stuff. I didn't necessarily do that. But anyways, the first one I purchased was How to Survive a Summer by Nick White. This is going to go on my summer TBR. This is supposedly about a summer camp gay love story or something. I have not read any Nick White before, and I am excited to read it. I don't necessarily like hardcovers, and you usually wait until it's in paperback, but my library didn't have a copy, and I really wanted to read this and put it on my summer reading list, so here we are. So stoked to read this. The next one is I took a visit to Half Price, and I found The Fortress of Solitude by Jonathan Letham, and I've been wanting to read some Jonathan Letham. And the last thing I got was that's Jonathan Letham book. I don't think he's queer. Is the only non-gay book I bought in June. So he's my token straight book. The Beautiful Room is Empty by Edmund White. I don't have this one, and I think my husband maybe has it, but it's in storage. But I have not read it, so I wanted to read it, and it was pretty inexpensive at Half Price too. So I got it. And I'm a big fan of Edmund White. I think that he's awesome. I've read mostly his nonfiction stuff, honestly, but the few novels, I think I've read a couple, maybe 3 novels, that I've read I enjoyed. So I'm going to read this eventually, but now I have it. So that is my wrap up for June. Not much else to say. I'm going to do a video on the comics that I read. It's a very large stack this month. So look forward to that comic video. And then a TBR summer video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a good day.